In a previous video, I tasked Suno with the job of creating an 80s thrash metal track. Now, I was so busy being blown away by what I was actually hearing that I didn't take time to criticize the fact that it didn't follow the brief. I had loads of comments, heaps of people saying that is not thrash, and I agree, I totally agree. But I was sort of blindsided by what I was actually hearing, and I didn't take time to really take that in. What I heard was a real mix of modern metal versus sort of older metal, and also the vocals were really cheesy in the chorus. It sounded like Nickelback. A lot of people said that it was like Chad Kroeger was singing the chorus, and I agree. It didn't fit the brief, but it still created an entire song in seconds, which blows my mind. It still blows my mind. Now, a couple of people commented saying, why don't you upload one of your own riffs and let Suno develop that into an idea? So that's what I'm going to do today. But fair warning, don't expect my riffs to be any more original than AI. I still copy and I still plagiarize bands without even realizing, just like AI does. All right, so I've written a riff and I've recorded it in Reaper. I've got it set to 175 beats per minute. It's quite derivative. I've tried to do it in a sort of Megadeth style, but I ended up stealing a thing from Faith No More. And yeah, I think I've stolen just as much as AI would, to be honest. But anyway, so I'm going to play along with this so you can hear what I've played. And I want to play along so you can see that I actually played this. And then I'm going to export it and I'm going to import it into Suno. Okay, I've jumped into Suno. I hit create. I'm going to go to audio, upload. I'm going to upload my idea. Save that. I want to create a cover. I'm told that you can either extend, and that will just sort of generate a song from your settings, or you can do cover. I'm going to try cover first and see what happens. Okay, that's finished uploading. I now have an idea saved to my workspace. I've created a new workspace called Metal, and this is called Idea 1 at the moment. So this is literally just what I uploaded. So now what I'm going to do is I go to Remix Edit, and I'm going to hit Cover. So that's loaded that audio into the interface here. So cover, extend, add vocals, add instrumental, use style and lyrics. We're just going to leave it at cover. Don't want lyrics. Styles. Well, I want it to be metal. I'm going to say thrash, even though it did a really bad job last time. And heavy. I don't really know what to put in here. Advanced options. Exclude styles. Well, the last time I did this, it seemed to create power metal or new metal, so I'm going to exclude both of those. New metal. I don't want any soft rock, like that Nickelback stuff that it was doing. Weirdness, I'm going to reduce down to somewhere in the safe zone, say 20. Style influence, I'm guessing 100%. I'm not really sure. Audio influence, well, yes, I want it to resemble my original audio, so I'm put that to 100% as well. Idea 1 cover. So yeah, it's going to be a cover of this idea. Let's see what it does. Okay, so the first one is done. Let's have a listen to what it has created. Oh, I like that. I like how it changed it and made it more Megadeth than I'd managed to make it. In the chromatic descending, it added some harmony, so I heard is it here? Oh. The bit that went back up again, the ascending part, was terrible, but the bit on the way down. 2 guitars, perfect. I like that. Very good. All right, let's have a listen to the second generated track. That was like so over the top. What was going on with the drums? Just didn't start for half the track. That is going straight to the trash. There we have the stems. We got 2 versions. I think I'll go with version 1. I don't want that extra synth in there. I'll download all. That will create the stems files and download them as a zip. Then I'll unzip them, throw them in the DAW. Then I can re-record the guitar parts to match what Suno's done. And I'll probably pan left and right and have actual like 2 guitar parts to make it sound a bit more chunky. Okay, so I've got a rhythm sound dialed in. I'm going to try and record the first left channel guitar part, the rhythm track, and then I'll record a second track based on what I'm hearing from the Suno guitar. Okay, I messed that bit up. All right, I'm going to try and punch this in so I can play where I messed up. So now I'm just going to punch in again and just try and finish this track off. That is my 50% pan left guitar track. And now I'm going to record a second guitar track. Now I am on guitar 2 here. I've got this panned 50% right, and I'm going to have a crack at recording this part with a slight variation. That didn't take long to mess up, did it? Try again. That's the bit that I need to play differently. All right, let's go again. I don't like how I played that note, just sounds sort of stands out too much now. So I'll go. Just put a bit of a slide in. Get these other takes out of the way. So we've got that. Let's do that too. So. Now there's a few things I don't like about this track. I just want to show you now, see if I can improve them in the DAW, in Reaper. But this obviously isn't a full length track or anything. I just wanted to show you what I would do at this stage. So first of all, I was soloing these two parts here, the synth and other, just to see what they were. And let's go into first one, which is other. So there's a sound effect there at the start which goes with this drum hit. And without that, you just get this. That's quite a nice effect, so I'm going to keep that. I'm just going to separate that. But then I went to this part, and let's just get rid of the drums. So it almost sounds like overhead mics, but with like really high compression on them or something. So I thought maybe I'd test them with the drums and see if it adds to them. So here we go. Now let's take that out. Oops, just remove the solo. Here we go. And that's a lot cleaner. So when I put the guitars on, which is this one and this one, do I want this additional noise muddying the mix? That's just sort of subtle noise in the background, or do I want this? Which is a lot cleaner. So I'm going to delete that part of it and just keep this sort of intro sound effect. Okay, now if I go to the synth, we have an outro synth here. Again, it just seems to be adding additional noise without really adding to the track. I don't really like that. So I am also going to mute that track so that we're not going to use that. Now, the next thing I wanted to know was, how does the bass sound on its own? So it sounds okay, a little bit clicky, but it sounds okay. But at this point, it changes. And it changes again there. So ideally, I would replace this bass, and I would probably, if I had a bass, I'd just record my own bass and have a bit of overdrive on it. But seeing as I don't have a bass, what I'm going to do instead is just try and EQ that a little bit better. So what I've done is added, which looks crazy here, but I've added a VST EQ, and this is called rear EQ, comes with Reaper. Okay, I'm going to turn off all the bands, and then I'm going to enable them one by one so you can hear how it affects the sound. So I was finding it difficult to take out that sort of really weird sound that's in there, but that's kind of the best I could do. People will probably look at this and think this is ridiculous, and I probably should have just shelved it all off completely. But anyway, I was trying to sort of pick out certain bands. So actually, I'll show you what I did. I was pushing this up to sort of full. And you hear that kind of whistling sound. I was taking that all the way out. So that's why it looks like that. Same here. That whistle. Okay, let's play in the mix, and I'll turn the FX on and off, see if it makes a difference when you've got it in the mix. So it takes some of that like tick, 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 tick sound out of it. The next thing I did was the drums. So let's solo the drums. And so I want to take some of that top end out. I'll just turn the bands on again how I did before. And I'll try and show it a bit better with the turning on and off. So it just sort of takes some of that hissing out of it. And if we put the bass and the drums together here, gets rid of some of that top end and information that you don't really need. And then we can just turn that off solo, and we have the full track. And let's hear it from the top all the way through. Although the drums are amazing and the way that it accents certain things that happen in the riffs, there's a part at the end that really lets it down. In fact, let's just play it again. I felt like that lacks a bit of impact. Should have some sort of cymbal hits in there or something. And you can regenerate that if you go back into Suno. If you use Suno Studio, you could go in and actually change small parts of it. But what I worry about is it regenerates it and then changes the sound of the drum kit. And it does change slightly throughout the song, which is kind of annoying. So maybe that's something that I could do. Maybe I haven't used Studio. Maybe it doesn't do that. Maybe I could actually regenerate the drums and it'll keep it consistent using Studio rather than the way that I've been doing it. That's probably the next step that I need to take. It's a big jump up in subscription rate, but maybe if I'm creating these videos, I should just at least pay for 1 month and see what that does. I am happy with what Suno did though, because it actually improved the riff that I'd written. So when I came back to record it, although it was very similar, there's little passages that were actually a lot better than what I'd done. The next step, someone said, is that you then export this, re-import it into Suno, use extend or cover to then sort of generate a full-length song, maybe generate some lyrics. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this. And I'm going to continue experimenting with AI, see what else I can do. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video.